Live from Madison Heights, Local 4 News starts right now.
We're hitting the road on a Tuesday night. Welcome, everybody, to Madison Heights. We are live in your neighborhood this evening to show you why people in this community really love living here.
Yeah, and here's where we are. We are about 12 miles northwest of downtown Detroit in Madison Heights. We're right along 11 Mile in the heart of the city's downtown area.
There's a lot to celebrate in this community, so that is what we're going to do tonight, and also dive deep into some of the issues that really are on the minds of folks. Thank you for joining us here tonight at 5:30. I'm Karen Drew.
And I'm Damon Fernandez. You know, we are live tonight along 11 Mile Road across from the high school, and we are right inside the Woodpile Barbecue, right on the patio here.
Yeah, we want to say thanks so much for hosting us this evening. When we do shows like this, we definitely love meeting the people and also hearing about the issues and the concerns that really matter to you. As our drone 4 takes a live look above the neighborhood right behind where our live shot is, those folks that live in that neighborhood and all this area really have a lot of things on their mind.
Yeah, you know, Karen, with that means we're covering the stories that sometimes wouldn't be seen in a normal newscast. Here in Madison Heights, one big issue has to do with right near where we're sitting right now. We're talking about the push to revitalize the downtown area here with a streetscape along a portion of 11 Mile. You know, it's been a bit of a controversial issue. While some residents say they don't want it, others welcome the change. Take a look. You can call her a mayor on the move. Madison Heights' Mayor Rosalind Grafstein biking over to meet us at John R. and 11 Mile recently to discuss some development projects slated for downtown.
We need to build new. We need to renovate so many of these buildings.
Among them, the mayor explained, is the 11 Mile Streetscape project.
So we're working on getting more people to not keep driving through, but to stop and to see what we have here.
Grafstein told me there's a lot of potential and opportunity in Madison Heights' downtown corridor. The city believes adding a streetscape along this stretch of 11 Mile will make the area more vibrant, more walkable, and safer.
We are not putting in bike lanes, which is something that there's a lot of misconception about that. What we're doing, though, is we are widening our sidewalks and we are putting in some on-street parking.
The first phase of the 11 Mile Streetscape focuses on the area between John R. and Lorenz. In addition to reducing the current 4-lane road to a 3-lane corridor here, existing sidewalks will be expanded, and at least 19 parking spaces will be added to support local businesses. The city received a $313,000 grant from the Main Street Oakland County Placemaking Program to help make construction possible.
Part of the funding for the streetscape is to help make safer streets here. Unfortunately, on 11 Mile by the school, we have accidents. Part of what the streetscape will do is it will make it safer.
The mayor says the streetscape project already has some businesses expressing interest in relocating downtown, and there's potential for more mixed-use development in the area.
We are working on having a property over here in the 11 Mile and John R. area that is going to be ready for development later this year. And by having that, we will have an anchor in our downtown. Some
neighbors we spoke with downtown seem to be on board with the streetscape project plans. Carol and Larry Lovell are longtime Madison Heights residents. What do you guys think about this project?
I think it's great. I think it'll solve a lot of traffic problems, first of all. But I've seen it in other cities, and I just think it's wonderful. It's wonderful to look at. It makes your walks more interesting. I think it's a great idea.
You know, with that, the mayor says the goal is to have construction of the 11 Mile Streetscape project completed by the end of the summer and sometime before the new school year begins.
I love when they do those revitalization programs and offers parking. It helps with the businesses, and it's nice, obviously, like the residents were saying, just a place to gather.
It is, and I can tell you, of the couple of days that I've been here talking to folks about it, majority of the folks do support the change.
All right, let's bring in some concerns. We said we were coming to Madison Heights, so we put it out there on social media and we said, hey, are there any issues that you're concerned about? And it started with a tip sent to Help Me Hank, the tip line. Folks living here in Madison Heights are really concerned. I got a social media post from someone about some of the roads that they're driving on and some of the conditions that they're dealing with. One of my friends actually had to have some car repairs done.
Yeah, now the tipster is warning us about a stretch of, I think it's DeQuinder Road, between 13 Mile and 14 Mile, that some say is becoming dangerous. Now, our consumer investigator, Help Me Hank, Hank Winchester, he's live in Madison Heights right now. So, Hank, what'd you learn out there?
Hey, Damon and Karen, how you guys doing? Yes, we're in Madison Heights, just a few miles from you guys. Now, take a look at the problem here. You can see just right in front of me as we pull out here, The issue, the patchwork, the potholes, they are everywhere. But it's not just this particular stretch of DeQuinder here between 13 and 14. Remember, DeQuinder runs all the way up through Oakland County, down through Macomb. And the real issue and the concern for so many people living here is they just don't exactly know who to call to fix these issues. That's exactly why we tracked the leaders of both counties down today. Take a look. Come along with us on this stretch of DeQuinder Road, a long road that stretches for miles and makes its way through two different counties, Oakland and Macomb.
You know, you've got construction in John R., you got construction everywhere. Yeah.
Bob recently moved here to Madison Heights, and he's noticed the bumpy ride.
Yeah, there are some deuces. Yes, there are.
I started looking into this problem after receiving this tip to the Help Me Hank tip line. A viewer concerned about the roadway, wondering also who's really in charge. Is it Oakland or Macomb? All right, here's the dividing line. You can see we're at 14 in DeQuinder. Everything south of this stretch, that is maintained by Macomb County. And I want you to take a look. You can see right here the problem potholes, the patchwork that's been done. But the county is taking action right now, trying to get this fixed once and for all. So I started making calls, and both counties share some responsibility. It just depends on where you're driving. The Macomb County Director of Roads telling me there isn't a road we can't fix if we have adequate funding. We know how many infrastructure assets we have, the condition they are in, and the funding needed to fix them, including sections of DeQuinder. In January, MCDR applied for a federal grant to reconstruct DeQuinder Road between I-696 and 14 Mile Road. And a spokesperson for the Oakland County Roads telling me Oakland County works very closely with Macomb to address the needs along DeQuinder. Crews will soon be out again working in this area. In the meantime, if you spot a serious pothole issue, call 877-858-4804. Back out here live in Madison Heights, we're approaching 13 in DeQuinder, and you can see as you approach this intersection, it is just a bumpy, rocky mess. And you may have seen one of our teases earlier, school buses traveling this roadway often, as you've got some schools right off this main thoroughfare. So basically what it comes down to is if you are south of 14, that is Macomb, north, that is Oakland County. The good news in all of this, as you heard from Macomb County, they're applying for that federal grant, and Oakland willing to work with Macomb for any local monies they have left to help repair these stretches, even if it doesn't necessarily fall within the jurisdiction of Oakland. It's good to see these two counties working together, but obviously the work needs to be done to repair this road. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, we appreciate you bringing it to our attention. Thanks so much, Hank. All right, so when neighbors did learn that we are bringing our In Your Neighborhood series to Madison Heights, some of you sent us messages about some of the issues that are important to you that you wanted us to kind of dive deep into.
Yeah, and we took those questions to City Manager Melissa Marsh. This one came from Joe Bartell and Rebecca Chambly. Among them are concerns about rodents in the city. Now, it's a nuisance several communities across Metro Detroit are dealing with right now. That's no surprise. But we learned Madison Heights City Hall has a proactive plan to address that. Madison Heights will be issuing trash cans and recycle bins citywide. That reduces the amount of garbage bags being set out on the streets.
We have a trash can and trash cart grant that we're using, so this upcoming September we're going to be issuing trash cans and recycling bins to everyone in the city to try to help reduce this rodent population. It's not just a problem in Madison Heights, it's a problem really throughout southeast Oakland County, especially with the amount of road construction projects we had in I-75.
Now you can add I-696 to that road construction list. Melissa's going to be addressing other concerns and questions for you throughout this newscast.
And also another hot topic that has a lot of people around town talking about is the parks. And obviously that's so important to the people who live here and are raising their families.
Yeah, I got to tell you this, Karen, there's a new plan in place to make improvements. Right now, the city is in the middle of creating a parks master plan. There's a survey out in the community right now asking residents what they'd like to see in the future. And that's coming ahead of a $7.2 million investment in Red Oaks Park, which is formerly Ambassador Park. And here's something Madison Heights has that you won't see every day: It's an indoor rock climbing facility.
It is pretty darn cool, I have to tell you. It's called Planet Rock. It's really fun for the whole family. Even with the kids, it's really a great thing to do. Lots of different options to pick from. We sent some members of our Local 4 team there, so whether you're a beginner or a pro, you can definitely find a place to climb. It's a huge space. There's lots going on. You can climb solo if you want, or if you want to be a little bit more adventurous, take a class, learn some new moves, even options to climb rope free. Some of our Local 4 team got a first-hand experience. You can check out the full video on our Local 4 Instagram and our Facebook pages. We published that, and they did pretty darn well, actually.
Yeah, they always have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that, too.